So now we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of the plaster cloth method. So this little mountain here, I kind of intentionally made it look like an S shape, for like a rattlesnake, maybe. A little rattlesnake hill, which we have near where I live, out here in the west. But I thought I would just start with this one, and we'll lay out some of this plaster cloth, and I'll just have you watch as I go ahead and lay it on here and try and get it ready to go. And then once I do that, all the rest of the hills will get covered on the layout with those sections. So what I've seen most folks do, they'll start out, they'll cut strips out of a roll like this. They say there's a flat side, which is this side, and then over here there's more of a bumpy side. So this bumpy side will go up as we lay it across the mountain here. And I might just try to do this in a couple of different sections. So what I'm going to do, move this over here, is lay out two strips about the length of the thing I'm trying to cover. And we'll just cut that clear. And then, see, it'll fit over there pretty good, but what I'm going to do is cut it into lengthwise sections. Cut it lengthwise. Okay. And that should allow us to do a little bit of maneuvering with the mountain. As it softens up, we can fold it over. So let's give it a shot. This will be the first time I've done this in a long time, so we'll just see how it goes. So first we're going to take it and soak it, kind of run it through this little bucket of water. Get it nice and soft in there. It softens up very quickly. So once we have this wet and kind of soaking, we need to drain a little bit of it off. And then I'm just going to lay this on here like so. And kind of follow the contour of the snake, as we might see. I'm going to pull out the edges so it doesn't have big lines in it, and kind of smooth that out towards the edges. I intentionally intentionally cut the Celotex board so that it has a little bit of a bevel, not only to cover up some of the areas, but also to kind of blend in with the terrain and make a nice slopey kind of an area. So here we go with this one. So that's kind of the back side. It'll make a nice little hill. Nice base for a hill right here. And then they say you're supposed to take and smooth it out with your fingers over the top. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so while we have that one on, let's grab our other one. I kind of like how that came out. So I'm going to wet this next one. Let it drain out a little bit, and then we will apply this one here. And let it kind of drape over and tuck down in here. Since we've already covered up part of it, we can just let it kind of wrap around what we already have and maneuver it into position to where it looks nice, and maybe like a little hill right here, maybe a little overhang right there. Put some stratification inside of it right there. Smoothing it out. Okay. Now, I'm just going to keep on smoothing this out. I'll wet it a little bit, and we'll try to get like these little grooves and stuff. Like so. I don't know if I like that or not. We'll fix that. And call it good. Okay, that was quick and easy. A lot easier than trying to drape some of this screen over the top of it like that and trying to make it contour. So I'm looking forward to this drying out, and you know, as it keeps going, I can go ahead and keep smoothing it for a little while. It's going to harden up on me, but I'm fairly happy with this. And I think it's going to take plaster really well, and it's going to make a nice little mountain, and maybe even a little bit of a rattlesnake form for the layout since we're in the Old West. So there you have it. So now that I've done this one, we have to look over here. So I'm going to do the rest of these as we for the rest of the layout. And it shouldn't take long at all. And when I come back, these will all be covered with some good plaster. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and cover all this with plaster cloth. I'm going to film as much of it as I can stand and as much as you can stand. And we'll just start cutting out little pieces, and I'm going to lay it over, and we're going to make some landforms. And it should look like the original when we get done. So bear with me. Well, I do like how that's all coming out on this end right here. So I am going to go ahead and maybe do a little more maneuvering with it. But I'm going to cut some more of these strips about that size and just start laying it over the top, all over this next section. Well, there we have this first little section complete. And it's actually going on very quick. And I'm really liking it a lot. So I'll keep going on this little section, cut out some more strips, and keep going. Well, here you have it. The completed and covered mountains from the Badlands with plaster cloth. Very easy, very fun to try and do. Well, I don't know how fun it is, but it's kind of relaxing, laying the stuff out and then smoothing it out with your finger. The first part that I did earlier, it's already hardened up. a lot. So any mistakes or any folds that might show up will be covered with plaster and landforms made that'll be similar to the original. And I'm pretty happy with how this is all turning out. So thanks for watching, and we'll get this back on the layout. And the next time, we'll be putting some plaster on these hills.